to the Game Corner, another video game podcast. My name is Harrison. You might know me as Ixen, and I am, as always, joined by my friends.
Rowan, you might know me as Mocha, and
Sheldon, you might know me as Captain Unova.
Welcome back. I know it's a little shocking, y'all. We have 2 episodes in 2 weeks.
crazy talk.
It feels like it's been a while. How are y'all doing?
Not so bad. Playing what was it? The Malamar Games. Like it's I've fallen off of regular VGC, but just like goofy prompts are really fun now.
Which that just sounds like in this downtime, like do fun
It
things
helps.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun because I've been playing in another Malamar. It's not the one you're in, but it's a lot of fun. It's interesting, way different. Even though we're on the same week, but oh my gosh, man, my team is horrible.
Yeah. So for people who
what
don't
are your
know,
prompts?
Okay. So buddy of mine from Georgia VGC, Bruno, check him out. Bruneaux. It's a fun way to spell Bruno. Yeah, on Twitter, whatever. He has started what's called the Malamar Games. It's a play on Squid Games. It's like every week you get just a crazy prompt of like what kind of like how you're gonna
Rules,
build your team that week.
restrictions.
Yeah, exactly, for the week. And so like it can be anything from just plain old a series to like Pokemon from that are inspired by a holiday or animals, and he'll have a list, or like only middle evolutions, something like that, right? And every week you have a different prompt, and you just play, and it's like a season long kind of thing, like a draft league. And there's 2 different versions of it. So I'm in like he started off with just us in the Georgia community, and then he expanded it out to the whole community and got some like big streamers and Cap here in it. And yes, there's basically 2 leagues going for it, and it's a ton of fun.
It is.
I like that. Some big streamers and also Cap.
I tried to lump him in
snuck
with
my way
the
in
big
there, like-
streamers. I'm trying to play you up, not bring you
Yo,
down.
no, we actually like
Wait,
like
very-
when you look
very
at it, you got
important.
like me, but then you have like Ashton Cox in the one I'm in. You got some actually really well known people. So
Sheldon, did
Yeah,
you stream this week?
I didn't. You didn't either, did you?
I did. I
you
did
did.
stream.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get
I
the
didn't get a
notification.
I didn't
usually
either.
I've
you out.
Oh, you should. Yeah, you should because I have notifications on for you, and I didn't get one or I didn't see it. And
I definitely streamed, or if I didn't stream, then my chat was just happened to be hanging out on my channel and responding to me.
and you just say hit live.
splatting fools in Splatoon.
All right. Well, I'll do a makeup.
Yes. See now you're 2
I have
streams.
2.
And real quick before we go on, Rowan, can you spell Bruno's name again?
Bruneaux. Bruno. I was an Indian.
It's
kid
like
that spelled
he's
me,
like
by the
he's like
way,
a
if
Bruno
Got it.
from New
that
Orleans.
wasn't obvious. Yeah.
Oh shoot, he follows me. I don't follow him. Okay, I'll have him. I'll link him
Famous,
in the
famous man over here.
Yeah, I'll link him in the in the show notes. I'll
Yeah,
just
no,
try to.
it's super fun. Yeah, so I actually got into the finals of the Georgia one, so I'm
Oh,
pretty,
nice.
pretty hyped for that. Yeah,
That's awesome.
the last theme, the one that the Cap was talking about a second ago, is random Pokemon generator. So you were just generated 12 random Pokemon out of the whole dex, out of the dex that's available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sword and Shield,
like,
and you
everything?
can use their evolved
Yeah,
forms. Like
anything.
if you get
So you can use the whole line.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you get a Charmander,
Essentially.
you can use Charizard. But like it's so you get 12 and you have to choose 6, and you'd be surprised how many utterly useless just lines are in,
Oh,
in
well,
the
I
decks.
look at some people like have gotten like legit teams and like I just want to read off my 12 because it is
Okay, go ahead.
Please
so
do.
bad. I have Galarian Slowking, Loudred, Ice Cube, Lombre, Wynot, Combuskin, Gmax Flapple, Gorgeist, Eevee, Tempo, Execute, and Goldeen.
Yeah. So you can use evolved forms, and like this is
Yeah,
where
but
this kind of league is fun, right? It's like, okay, I can use like
but I have to
Exeggutor
figure it
as a
out.
makeshift Trick Room setter, and like Blaziken
I just wanna
gets
say,
speed
like,
boost
I'm-
Swords Dance. You can do stuff like that, but it's still hard and they're bad.
Like I've been like playing around and like I'm probably bringing Wobbuffet.
Kevin would be proud.
They're just gonna ignore it. Yeah, no, it's so great though. Like you get all kinds of stuff. I'll be honest, I should have actually lost my most recent round. I got lucky. I was gifted by the gods a hail pair. I got Beartic and Aurorus in across my
Ooh,
12.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so and I won that series. I should have lost 2-0 game 2. I took it off of a blizzard freeze. So
Oh,
yeah, I feel
wow.
really
Oh.
really bad about
Got
that.
it.
That's
Get that
dirty.
Then,
RNG.
like, turn it around in the game 3. Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem I have, like, my opponent has a Duraludon, and I'm like, I can't touch it. I absolutely have nothing that can touch a Duraludon, and
Yeah.
it can like
That's
kill everything on my end.
So you end up with all kinds of like crazy stuff like this. We've had just like you have to have hot colors or
Yeah.
like or no items was one of them. Like yeah,
We-
I
we
don't
had
know. I
weakness-
think it's such a cool concept.
Only
for a
weakness
league.
policy. Because that was what our last one was. Nothing like every item, every mon had to hold a weakness policy.
That's
My
amazing.
weakness policy Sableye proccing my weakness policy Metagross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
That's Gen 8 at its finest right there. It's just everything can have a weakness policy.
Oh, it sounds
That's-
like it could be super fun and also at times super disgusting.
Mhm.
Yeah. I almost quit. I lost the first 2 rounds just like so like you can choose your now the first week was you choose your opponent's team.
I think
Out
that's
of-
our
I
next
think,
week.
I think it was like out of the top 50
Right.
on Pikalytics. So it was just like whose like horrible 6 would beat the other one. It was like I was trying to beat things down with a slow started Regigigas. Like
Ooh. Remember you talking about that. That sounds just super fun. I'm sitting here and I'm wondering if I am a fake VGC fan.
now I think it's totally reasonable to be burned out right now.
Oh,
on
well,
it.
we're
Like,
in the
if it wasn't
deadest
for
of Dead Space.
if it
right
wasn't
now.
for this like nonsense kind of thing I'm playing right now, I probably wouldn't be playing because we've got like barely over a month left until just something completely
6
fresh. and
weeks.
Yeah.
We just counted it. 6 weeks. I'm super excited, which does mean 5 more episodes after this one. Which we have to.
Which that's
plan
awesome.
for.
Like that's close.
Yeah, it's.
Well-
I'm stoked.
It might be time to announce then we're doing our tutorial series.
Yes.
Yes.
So, hold us to this, our lovely audience and fans. We were talking about it this week. We've mentioned it at least 3 or 4 times in the podcast now, but we're actually like starting to break down our plan for how to do the VGC Basics series. And I think if we can actually sit down and plan this and do it right, we can have the first episode of that out for the next episode.
Yeah.
Sounds
The
reasonable,
idea
y'all?
for this
Sounds
yeah,
reasonable.
the idea for this is that we want to make something where like it doesn't matter if you watch this in Gen 9 or Gen 10 or when it
Right.
comes out. It's just this is like these are the basics that matter no matter what the gimmick is, no matter what the current dex is. Just like how do you play this game? What are all the like different things you should keep in mind? Unless they like fundamentally change the game, it'll still work
Yep.
if you watch this in 5 years from now.
So that's the idea, and then I imagine towards the end of it we'll touch on, where Dynamax. Well, we kind of talked about Dynamax, but like where the gimmick, right? So moving forward, specialization, where Dynamax sat, how they kind of affect the game, but for the most part, the first couple of pieces of the series will be those basics of like this is what the stats actually do and mean.
Yes.
So we'll try.
And we're gonna have to have a big numbers episode talking about math and
Ooh, I'm looking
Everything
forward
lame
to
you
it.
slept through during school. Yeah.
Yes.
but the actual important thing of VGC is it's actually a math game and above everything else.
Math, strategy, statistics, math. Anyway, yeah, so that's coming up here soon. Do we jump into it?
Let's do it.
Okay. So the other fun thing we have is on a couple days ago, October 6th, I think, is what I see
Yes.
here. Yep. We had the most recent, what is this, like 5th, 4th? I
I
forget.
think it was a fifth trailer, I think.
5th trailer for Scarlet and Violet, which, to be fair, it did a lot of kind of reiteration and deep dives a little bit into some of the mechanics we already knew existed in the game, which is great. I'm still all for that. And revealed a couple of new things. So,
Farigiraf.
yeah, I mean, we have
Farigiraf.
Farigiraf, which do you want to just start with that good long boy?
Yes.
Why
We
does- I was
this
gonna
is
say, why
the
does
first actual
every-
giraffe I'm just gonna say because Girafarig was a nonsense non-Pokemon, like nobody remembered it existed. Like as far as I'm concerned, this is our first giraffe.
No, Girafarig was a good Pokemon. It was a great palindrome. Kind of.
It was.
I mean, the name was. So, yeah, let's jump into that. Oh gosh, I don't have this up. Okay, Farigiraf. The long neck Pokemon, normal psychic type, is tall boy at like 10 feet 6 inches. Why does this episode and last episode we had long tall boys? Long neck.
But
that's
now
just what we do ever since the Alolan Exeggutor.
Yeah.
You gotta get just a little taller every gen.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah.
It's got 2 new abilities. So let's touch on those. We had Cud Chew, which Cud Chew, that's not pleasant sonically. But that's, oh gosh, where did it go?
You can eat a berry multiple times, I think, right?
It's the turn it procs and the next turn it happens again.
Yeah, so you get it on a different turn. So it's not like what was it, Cheek Pouch, I think, that where you got double effects.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a similar kind of concept, right? Like people are thinking about like fling strategies, something like that, right? Like you throw a Salic Berry at it, and it's gonna get +2 speed over 2 turns, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other ability is way more interesting and way more terrifying potentially, depending on how you read it.
Armor Tail, which negates priority attacks.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. It could be
it could be worse than that.
Yeah, okay. So the most
wording.
prudent, the most conservative interpretation of this is that it is like Queenly Majesty on Sarina, which protects you from priority attacks.
It has
But
to be
that. But it specifically says
it makes
that it stops
opposing
priority
Pokemon
moves.
unable to use priority moves.
Yes. So let's think about this.
We just
what's
have
priority?
him sitting there with because that makes me think of like Psychic Terrain.
Yeah, well, it does,
also
but
is
Psychic
like
Terrain
Queenly
does
Majesty.
not stop priority moves. It stops priority attacks
Yes.
targeted on you. It can't even stop priority attacks targeted on your own on like your opponent's own Pokemon. Like you can weakness policy proc yourself.
Correct.
On Psychic Terrain. So yeah, what we're getting at here is that in theory this could stop Prankster, and in theory this could even stop Protect.
Yep.
Yes.
Which just sounds wrong.
Sounds
Like,
horrible.
It sounds wrong. It's almost certainly wrong, but this is what's like people are kind of discussing on Twitter right now, and
like that's
it would be such a
doomsday.
shakeup, such an insane shakeup that I almost want to see it, and then I would thoroughly regret it in like 3 weeks after playing against
Yes.
it. But
Yeah,
I kind of want to see
if
it.
If it does go that way, y'all, we can blame Rowan now. If it does end up being that it just cancels everything that's not zero or less priority, it's Rowan's fault.
It's the Game Freak literally watches our podcast and sees me saying you won't, and then then they change it in a patch to just completely destroy VGC.
The day one patch. Here you go. Called your
Day one
bluff.
patch 1.0.1. The patch notes start with, "Thank you,
Sorry,
Rowan." Screw you. You said we wouldn't, and here we are.
So in all seriousness, I would love to see like a limited form of that. If you limited it to like 3+3 priority, maybe like stop Fake Out, stop Ally Switch, stop Light Screen and Tailwind and Reflect from a Prankstermon. That'd be awesome. I think stopping Protect is too much. I think that is like
it definitely is.
That's where I draw the line. It's like this is
like that. That's kind of like
that would be unfortunate.
The Urshifu problem when you make Protect like irrelevant. All of a sudden, VGC is not a happy place.
This
it's
would
weird.
be a million times worse though, because you can swap it
because
in.
nothing can protect.
You could swap it in and make any mon into an Urshifu like unpredictably. That is just not acceptable.
The only good thing
VGC.
I think though is on the website it shows a Sinistea using Sucker Punch and it can't use it.
Yeah,
so
which is the same as Queenly Majesty. Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the obvious thing, right? It's like I feel like it doesn't like get the point across as well if you're like I'm using Prankster Tailwind and it's.
I feel like they do that though, so we're all talking about it. Like they don't show us the full details.
Yeah.
Just they even leave a little just to cause some chaos and some panic in the community here.
If we get another trailer, okay, so if we get another one, they're gonna show a battle with Farigiraf and it's gonna be like
Farigiraf.
Yes, Farigiraf. Tongue-tying giraffe names. The show battle, and like we'll see it like eat a berry, and then the next turn the Pokemon will use Protect, and the berry won't proc again, and it's like here it is. Here's the solution. Like it doesn't actually work that way, y'all. Stop freaking out.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But I also don't know if in 5-6 weeks we'll have another trailer.
Yeah,
probably not.
I think we're gonna get 1 or 2 more before launch. Like 6 weeks is a while.
2? You think 2?
I think 2. I think like 1 every 2 weeks, like 1 at 4, 1 at 2, and then they release.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Maybe.
Well, we definitely gotta get the middle evolutions.
At least
think
middle.
first.
I want to see final starter evolutions. The current starters. I'm sorry.
We'll probably get those right on like. We'll probably get those on release day, like they did the Sword and Shield ones.
I believe we'll use something like that, because that's how it was with Sword and Shield, like you said. We might get something with middle evolutions. I can see that, and I think that I don't know if they do another trailer. I mean, please, that'd be more content for us. But yeah, it has to be something that's only hype-inducing, right?
Yes.
Like it can't be like here's the new picnic mechanic or something, right? It's gonna be like
You can make
Except
these
they did.
sandwiches. This is
We
a
have
list of
sandwiches now. I
sandwiches.
think that was part of the trailer.
Whoops, huh?
My mind just completely glazed over it. But yeah, it existed. I think.
Yeah.
No, that was part of it. I do want to say though, as we're talking about starters, they do y'all notice during this trailer they really favored Quaxley, and there was
They showed it a lot.
It was a lot of Quaxley.
There was no Fuecoco. There was at least Sprigatito, and the only Fuecoco they showed was the little scene from the 2nd or 3rd trailer where they had here's the starters.
Like
and
I
stuff.
am a water starter man. Like that is what I choose. Quaxley's garbage. I'm sorry. I don't want to play Donald Duck. Like,
I'm going
come on.
Fuecoco, and I normally I'm with you. Normally do water types, but
I'll be on my cat. I like the cats.
You're just hoping for another Incineroar. Like
I am.
oh no. We'll see how it actually how it shakes out, if that cat stands up or not.
Probably will. This is
Yeah.
Pokemon we're talking about here.
That's a fair point.
yeah.
There
I
has
think
to be
the only
something.
the only thing of like real substance we got out of that direct was Farigiraf. Like
That was the only real.
So as far as
Well,
competitive goes, yes.
Yeah. It will also.
well, even in
have
terms of like
the-
new mons or anything, right? I think there was like
No.
some that were like really like revealed in the mini map or whatever. But did we get
Yeah.
any, like real.
Oh
new
yeah,
releases?
they slipped up because that wasn't in the Japanese direct. Did y'all?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
there was
I saw that. Like
there was
the
a
American.
ton of differences in the Japanese direct and the English, like the UK and American direct.
The English one, they let slip like some sprites of mons that weren't yet released. Like,
Yeah.
you've never
So
seen
on the
them
mini
before.
map, there was some sprites.
And they had like super low frame rate versions of some.
Yeah. And the frame rate was horrible because it was real jumpy, but the Japanese one was real smooth and it looked good.
Was
so
it? Okay, because I did notice
Yeah.
the frame rate, and that made me real sad.
Yep.
I do wholeheartedly, except for the sprites on the minimap being messed up. And speaking of frame rate, I think my camera's being terrible right now. Is that just me, or is that you guys too? Do you see that? Anyway.
You look good.
Oh, never mind. Maybe it's just me, or my machine. Anyway, that aside, I have to imagine that they messed up with the sprites. Maybe, probably. But they clearly, for like a trailer like that, have to like go in and edit. Like there will only be this wild Jigglypuff on this map for this scene.
Yeah.
Right. They go and like they make
they
that
gotta be
big.
really
A lot of it's scripted.
Yeah.
It's a lot of script. So
But-
it's actual gameplay, but it's scripted. You
and
know?
it's like with gameplay elements removed, right? Because
Yes.
if they have the sprites on the mini map or something along those lines, then like there will probably be a lot more that we should have seen.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
I
Like
think I saw-
as the devs, you can literally strip that out in code, like make it
Yeah.
only run the things you
Right.
want to show the audience. You don't have to be like a user.
Well,
As-
who's
we had
just really
disclaimers
trying
on
to get
ours.
this like perfect scene.
yes,
Like
I remember
we
those
had
shows.
disclaimers, didn't we?
I think so. Of like
To
this-
Yeah,
it was
it's
like,
like
it's
dev
like
edited, yeah.
unfinished gameplay or something. You
Yeah.
know.
which Rowan
So-
and I and all you software people out there understand the power of / or
Of faking
pound
it.
sign, depending on the language. Just comment it out, and there's nothing there. It doesn't exist. Have this build, right? So that's probably what happened, right?
Well,
Or
yeah,
close
well,
to
like, like whenever they had that Jigglypuff when they're showing, you can find the different Terra types in the wild or whatever, you get the little shining ones. There's nothing else around it. It's,
Exactly.
the area's dead.
And like
And you gotta imagine there's going to be other stuff around whenever you're actually
Like,
playing a game.
if you look
So
at that
they're-
area that they showed for that scene and like compare it to part of the wild area in Sword and Shield, like there's definitely more spawns in that space that there should have been.
Yep.
But we'll see how that goes. So we've
Yeah,
already
it
touched
was
on.
just-
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying they were just showing us, the features and stuff. It's
Yep.
nothing really to worry
Correct.
about or anything.
So it is cool that wild Pokemon will terrestrialize, whatever. Got it in 3. So that's neat. They kind of showed that off. We already hinted at that, so might as well touch on it. Shining Pokemon, and just in the overworld, you can see shining, not shiny.
Shining, yes.
Yes, sorry.
They have a glow
Glowing,
to them. Yes.
sparkling, which also is a thing. Whatever. They'll terrestrialize into some type, and then you can get them down to a low like catchable health, like what you normally do. So I'm guessing like red, and then
This is what's like kind of scaring me a bit is that like they're making it a big
KO
deal
it.
that Mons have like, well, I mean it might be hard to catch them, I don't know, but like they're making it a big deal that Mons have like rare Terra types. I feel like we're gonna actually have to hunt for these things to actually get them for comp.
yeah. Oh, no, we can't. There, I'm holding.
We're
holding
gonna
to my
have
theory.
to.
Well, yes, I'm holding to my theory that in some DLC they might allow us to like switch Terra types.
Or
They
Until
need to
then,
give
it's
us an
hunting.
NPC
Or
that lets us
post-game.
do that. Like
No,
yeah,
Hopefully,
I'd prefer
hopefully
a
all
post-game.
in a post game.
nope.
No,
not
but it's
post-game.
gonna be DLC. I agree
DLC.
with Harrison.
You think so?
'Cause They need a reason for us to keep grinding the stupid raids or whatever. Like I'm sorry, I'm being
fun.
overly
Well, see-
negative. They look
well, see-
awesome. I'm gonna have a
Let's
good
see,
time with them.
the problem with that,
for a
though, they
week,
don't make money.
maybe
They
2
don't make money
weeks.
off of that. That's the only problem. They don't make extra money off of us grinding.
But they make money off of us staying engaged with the game.
Continuing to
Because
play the
then we
game,
buy
yeah.
the DLC.
Yeah,
if
we're gonna
it's
buy it
still,
anyway, though.
If it's
Let's
still
be
your
real.
like daily RPG grind, then you're gonna buy the DLC like no matter
Yeah.
what, and you
Yep.
only might if you're a big fan.
I mean, but
Stop
if
playing
it
the game.
expands the decks and you need the DLC, people are gonna buy it anyway. Like you don't need engagement for DLC for Pokemon
That is a fair
unless
point.
there was any kind like. So if they needed us to grind, like there would have to be some kind of
For us, you're totally right. For like people who like don't buy every single game, I feel like you're
Yeah.
probably gonna get a couple sales off the ones who are still playing for like.
yeah.
I don't know. I was still playing. I'm not an Animal Crossing guy. I played Animal Crossing for like almost a year with this latest one, and I got the DLC, and I haven't really touched it since. Like now, if they release DLC, I'm not buying it. But like
Yeah,
man,
back then
open
when
up-
I was into it, yeah, I did day one.
I wish that DLC came out for sooner. It was kind of cute.
Yeah.
It took them a long time, didn't it, for Animal Crossing DLC?
Like
I feel like.
2-ish years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
never played it. Like I
Maybe
played
you
that game a
have.
lot. I played that game a
I
lot.
didn't really play the DLC. You're totally right, and it's because like when it first came out, yeah, I like terraform my island to be beautiful.
And I
but,
was like out there
now,
hunting tarantulas like every night.
Yep.
I was out, I was out staying up like my kid was like a little bitty baby, and I had to stay up with her anyway. So I'd just be hunting tarantulas and stuff on Animal Crossing.
Y'all,
Yeah, so,
y'all
like,
who are
my thought is-
listening, comment
my
down
thought is
below
that, like-
how long you played Animal Crossing for.
There you go.
Because who didn't play Animal Crossing at the peak of the pandemic?
Oh my gosh, it was so
Tom
good
Nook
for it.
planned that so well.
He did. The
Tom Nook is
little
patient zero with
capitalist,
the Pandolin, like.
little capitalist raccoon that he is.
So
But my point is, I think that Pokemon is Animal Crossing to a lot of people, right? It's like it's an RPG. You grind away at it like every day
Yeah.
for a while, and then one day you're just like, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and you put it down, and it.
Yep.
Like and if
Well-
that happens, like you might buy the next one in the series, but I feel like you might not be as engaged to buy the expansion pack that is just more of the same thing.
True.
that's fair. That's fair.
I still just hope. I still just hope for post game they give us something that you can choose your Terra type
So,
on.
let's-
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be post game, like
Yeah.
make that clear. Like
Let's
I'm
be
obviously on your
clear.
side, but I think they'll keep it for DLC.
That's all I need.
Let's be clear, y'all. We want them in post game to give us the Pokemon Showdown
Generator.
Just
Gen-
build
Gen thing,
build them
right?
on. Like you got to build a bear that opens up, and it's just build a Pokemon
Build
and
an
go
Ursula,
there.
Exactly.
yes. Build an Ursula.
And speaking of that, little
Oh,
segue here.
we
The
can't
whole-
do leaks. We can't do leaks. I
No,
want to do
well,
leaks.
no, it's not a leak though,
Wait.
but the whole egg issue, like kind of that they showed in the trailer.
Okay. So two things just happened now that I want to comment on for the audience. One, Sheldon took the cute transition and segue, so thank you, Sheldon. That was
You're welcome.
very fantastic. And Rowan, what leaks? We're talking after
Oh,
this.
there are leaks about the full continued decks, like the full all the mods that will be carried over from.
We'll share it with
from
you.
previous gens to not. Yeah,
I've
we'll give it to you, but
missed something.
we shouldn't
We'll
we
throw
shouldn't
that
do
in
it. We
there.
shouldn't do it on the pod.
No. We'll throw that in the
disclaimer.
chat though for us, so we can so you can look it over.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were getting at a specific mon that's returning.
No.
I'm excited about it too, but we probably
about the egg situation, which is kind of weird. And
anyway, yeah. So the fact that at the picnic thing. So we'll go on to the next thing. Was picnics, which is the new Pokemon and me. What was it in Sword and Shield? What was the friendship?
Curry. It was like camp.
You set up
curry.
a camp.
making
camp.
curry. Oh, it was still a camp. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it wasn't it was a camp, not a picnic.
So what's cute though about the
Very
picnic?
different.
It is very different though, because not that it thematically makes sense, but you can do more at the picnic than at the camp. By which I mean you can actually walk around with your Pokemon in the picnic, which they showed in the trailer. But
That's not what people generally do at picnics. They don't usually walk around.
Well, yeah, it should be in the camp, right? It should
You
be
sit
the other way
down
around.
at the camp. You're walking around doing stuff. Because it's a camp.
Yeah,
it's
Game Freak, you missed. I know you listened because you're gonna come back and bite Rowan in the butt here for the other thing you said, but you guys missed. So now Game Freaks, I'm on Game Freak's hit list too. But yeah, so you can do a couple things. You can play with a ball, which
I think you could do at camp too.
You could do that at the camp.
at the
You had a ball and you had a little like cat
the
toy.
cat toy, yeah. So the return of the cat toy isn't there.
Any Pokemon with fists would just like punch the
it.
camera like directly to the face.
So I don't know. I like that you can move around the camp and like you can actually see your character instead of just like the first person view.
That is nice for sure. Yeah.
And then
first person is weird for
it
Pokemon.
is. For Pokemon, correct. And then you can do 3 things. You can wash your Pokemon, which is cute. That's coming back from
like
Pokemon and Me or whatever one.
The Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You could do that. Like
Yeah.
you know, with a
They just
battle,
have, like,
you can
random weird like
you can
dust
wash them
bunnies,
off.
like,
You have your
hanging
little
off of
stylus,
them.
and you gotta like clean the dirt off of them and stuff.
That's right.
Make them happy. So they would like dodge moves and everything afterwards, like because they loved
through
you.
the power of friendship.
Yes.
and cleanliness and personal hygiene. Yeah.
And personal hygiene, yes. They're cleaner, so they're more hydrodynamic. They don't have a lot of dirt weighing them down. So you can clean them. You can make sandwiches, which the most important part about the making sandwiches is not the fact that it increases, the chance to gain experience or to find certain Pokemon. It is the fact that ham is an option, and we did see Lechonk in the same trailer.
They just need to flat out say that it's like sliced Lechonk, like.
So it's funny that you say that. I'm looking through the website about the picnic, and you kind of scroll down a little bit, and like one of the first pictures.
Which website?
The Pokemon's official one, and it's got like have a picnic, and it's telling you about the picnics, but then they have this black and white picture, and it's got Lechonk front and center, and he looks terrified. It's right before the sandwiches.
Does it really? Wait, which the Scarlet and Violet one?
Yeah, it's on the Scarlet and Violet website. And then you'll see it's a black and white, and then right below it is sandwiches.
I'll grab that photo and put it.
And they
on
got like
there.
ham and bacon on there.
That's going on the thumbnail.
Oh, beautiful.
That's okay. Also, their website for this sucks because I did not.
It does. It's hard to find some of this new stuff that they just released. Like they didn't like.
They did it bad this time. Every other time it was done well, and like it's not in the news or anything. Features.
Yeah, it's like hidden. It's like up on the header or something. It's weird how they format it.
The pages are also like not fleshed out. Anyway, cool. Thank you for that. I was looking for this page earlier before the pod and I couldn't find it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so to that point, we have Lechonk sandwiches, which does, like I said, some cool effects. Which I think is.
I think it's like the same as curry, right? Just increases friendship or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, but did curry do like Spawn chances? I didn't think so.
It increased your friendship with them. I know.
Oh, but
Yeah, I don't know if it like helped you find other
Oh.
mods.
So I think the sandwiches have more utility, which makes sense.
It does add some actual like gameplay elements are like added. It's almost like Monster Hunter. So you know how you eat before you go out on a hunt on Monster Hunter and you get the bonuses. That's kind of what these picnics are now.
You know, for a video game podcast, this is the first episode where we mentioned multiple video games, which is great.
Right.
Put that on the record, y'all.
All coming together. It's all coming together.
Whichever one of our fans writes our Wikipedia page or like wiki page, like make sure you track all the video games we talk about in this episode. But yeah, you're right. I think it's cool because you get to actually like make it. It brings me back to my like post high school job of being a sandwich artist at Jersey Mike's, not Subway. But we get to do that, and I'm guessing ingredients do certain things. It looks like that's on one of these pictures that I can't quite see. Maybe.
Yeah.
But we have that'll be fun. And then you can play with balls and with your Pokemon, and like there's probably other toys besides just like a beach ball or whatever they showed in the trailer. But run around with your Pokemon, and this is where the breeding mechanic is for the games.
Yes.
I don't know how it's gonna work. Maybe they hatch immediately, then I'd be really happy. I don't know.
Well, like that makes me think that we have to spend.
I just go to camp, and when I leave camp or I leave the picnic, there's a baby in my party. Sure.
Yeah, we need details on the egg mechanic. It's like which ones are breeding.
Because running around in circles sucked, but at least you had the control to
simple.
Make it be over quickly.
You knew what was happening. You knew it was a step counter.
I can watch TV and hold my control sticks in opposite directions and have my character run in circles while I'm doing that, and then the eggs will all hatch. Like that's fine. It's dumb, and I don't see why I have to do it in the first place, but it's easy, and I don't have to think about it. So great.
So I'm wondering, like, I'm gonna throw out my theories. It is gonna be like the first two or last two Pokemon, like something like that, like in your party, is what's gonna try and breed. That's my first theory. Second theory is they probably have to like eat a sandwich or something, right? Like you play.
I'm sorry, this is just like a very weird like allegory. I don't even know where we're going.
Never mind.
It was just I'm just having the picnic, and two of my Pokemon tried to breed.
They gotta wine and dine first.
Yes. They gotta wine and dine, then they have to do like some activity.
We're
it's
in
gonna be like
Spain. That's where the wine is.
You gotta throw the ball around a little bit afterwards, after the wine and dine. Yeah.
And then you leave camp.
There's no way to make this normal. I'm sorry. Like at best, this is dog breeding, which is like still weird. I don't.
There's no way. I don't see how it's gonna be like. It's not gonna be as smooth as give two Pokemon to the daycare and then run around on a bike. Which makes me fear
the daycare
that
was
so
equally weird, but you kind of understood what was going on. Like the implication was obvious.
Yes.
I don't really know what's happening with the picnic.
No. It's gonna be slow. It's gonna be chunky. It's gonna be clumsy. Whatever. I can't think of the word. Clunky. That's the word. It's not gonna be good. I fear, unless they do it particularly well.
Tastefully.
Yeah, they.
Yes.
Hopefully, in like unlike Pokemon Fashion 2, they actually explain the mechanic to us, because usually the mechanics are left up to us to find out. You know,
I don't need to know the mechanics. They can happen off screen. I'm good with that.
Well,
I would just like to have.
But
some explanation on how we got
here.
Just
like to have my new mon with the egg move, and I don't need to know what happened.
Give me the mechanics so that we can abuse it, and then breed a bunch of Pokemon, and then trade them away to.
So like you're gonna be playing your story, and you're just gonna have like 100 random eggs every time you set up a little picnic. You're just gonna have.
Well, how else do you think you're gonna make egg salad sandwiches?
There you go.
Oh God.
Get your Lechonk for the ham.
This has been the cannibalism themed podcast, I think.
Yeah,
Pokemon are friend, not food.
Pokemon are food too. Obviously, look at that ham. That ham is Lechonk shaped.
Apparently, for Pokemon, can I feed my Lechonk a Lechonk sandwich? Is that?
I thought about that, and it's so bad. Or like to the same point, like,
I'm sorry, I'm losing it this episode.
what if there's like a lettuce Pokemon? What if we
Or
get a
what there's-
lettuce grass type?
What if there's lamb? There's a Mareep sitting there, a
Mareep?
sheep.
Yeah.
Get some
There's-
lamb.
Like, there's gonna be someone who's gonna complete the sandwich decks, because you know there's gonna be a sandwich decks in this game.
Yes,
Sorry,
there is.
Zoe,
Just like that curry.
I never
That
ended
I
up
never
finishing
completed.
the curry. I
Yeah.
never
Never
finished the curry
completed.
decks. I finished my
Comment down
regular
below
decks.
if you did the curry decks, and if you
More
completed
power
that,
to you.
and then we will praise you and maybe make a little bit of fun of you too.
You'll get a shout out on the next episode.
You will. You will. We promise you that. But yeah, so that's, I don't know. The picnic thing's weird. It's gonna be cute. It's definitely made for the people who like who want to like role play in the game, right? Or like
Yeah,
get the most
yeah.
out of that part, which is fine. I think that's super fun, super cute.
It's good for a let's play.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's good that
you
it
can have
exists
some
in the
fun.
game. Like
Yes.
before you all
Yeah.
did competitive, especially when you were a kid, you like
Oh, you
got
did all
some
the
kind
stuff.
of
Yeah.
weird attachment to your pixels, right? And like
Correct.
this just kind of adds to that.
My
So
ones and zeros, I love
think,
them.
I think that's cute. I think it's
Which
good they have
I'm
it.
gonna enjoy it like on a like because I'm gonna have one copy that's gonna be my rush through VGC copy. Then I'm gonna have my I'm gonna enjoy this game for what it is copy.
Exactly.
And for that one, I'll probably sit down. I'll enjoy it all a lot more.
And wash
'Cause
all
I
of his
did-
Pokemon.
Because I did with the curries and stuff too. Yes, watch them all. Just sponge baths.
Yeah.
At least
I
it's
don't
not a stylus. Me sitting there just.
Yeah, it's gonna be like you take the Joy-Con off and like rub in the
Yeah.
air or something. So
Wax on, wax off.
correct, yes, there you go. That's for the DLC. We're gonna get another martial arts themed DLC island thing. Yeah, no, it's cute.
Pin that
Something.
one. Pin that. That's a good pin right there.
Can we? Yeah. Before it gets even weirder, can we talk about the machine,
The
technical
TMM?
machine, the technical machine.
The machine.
TMM?
Yes.
Yes. The technical
TMM.
machine. So this I think is fantastic, right? So they completely removed HMs, which they kind of did in Sword and Shield too, right? So
HM's been gone for a minute. I think this is bad. So we're gonna
Oh,
fight.
it's bad.
Let's
Gen
begin.
6. Gen 6 was the last HMs, right?
last HMs, Gen 7 had the ride
6.
Pokemon, which
Yes, they had the ride
acted like
Pokemon.
HMs. You still had those,
All the
those
HMs
gates.
were
right?
Yes.
But they
So
were,
this is not really a change to HM. This is a change to TM/TR. which
yes.
we had
Well, now
last
I was
Yes.
trying to, I was working my way to that, friend. But
I
in
messed it
Gen
up.
8,
Go on. Pretend I didn't say anything.
I always do. In Gen 8, that's how I get through this podcast. In Gen 8, they did you can get TMs and TRs, right? From like raids and the Dynamax stuff was one of
Yeah,
the
you get the TRs. Yeah.
for the TRs. So now they took that away and made it so you get to choose what you get. So you have to still grind for materials, but I think because it is in any random Pokemon encounter, so from you catch or you battle in the wild Pokemon, they're gonna drop materials, whatever that is, right? So whatever they drop, go back to insert some Monster Hunter reference here. You drop materials, you take it to the TMMM, and then you can choose which TMs you make.
Yes.
Why
So
is that
I'd
bad,
like to-
Rowan? Tell me why.
So
it's
why
bad.
is it bad? Let me tell you why it's bad. It's because so in Gen 8 and also in Gen 7, but mostly it's
Since Gen 5, actually.
yeah. So since Gen 5, TMs have been permanent.
Yes.
Back in the day and now, but back in the day, TMs were one-time use. You found your TM for Earthquake, and you had to use it on the absolute right mon, because if you didn't, that was a huge waste, and you're never going to get another Earthquake TM again.
Yep.
As of Gen 5, they were permanent, and once you found the TM for Earthquake, you could teach it to as many mons as you wanted. And that has been the case till now. Gen 8 had TRs as well, which were temporary, and you could find more of them, but the TMs were still permanent. Now TRs are gone, and TMs are TRs. So TMs are temporary, and you can only use them once, and they're consumable, and you need to find the materials to make another one. So I don't see why you wouldn't just keep them permanent. Like it just seems like we'd like you to grind and fight more random wild mons for no reason. I don't know. Like
So-
maybe this is me being Scrooge and like not wanting to like do the RP part of the RPG, but
So
Yeah.
what I
why am I
think,
doing this?
too? So my stance is I did not like that there are TMs and TRs. I wish they did one or the other. So I'm happy
I would
they're
like
choosing
only
one or the
TMs
other.
and all of them be permanent. I just want only permanent.
That
move
might
keeping
be the
things.
better option. So now we're gonna hope that in this scenario,
That in Gen 10 they fix this.
well, I mean that, but hopefully the materials are easy enough to come by.
Yeah. If they're like
That's-
trivial, like I've beaten the game
Yeah.
and I just have a million of all these materials by the end of it,
Which
whatever. I
hopefully-
don't care then. Fine.
Hopefully,
Or-
as long as it's like Dynamax candies where I just sit on 999 and then
Yes.
that's all I ever need, you know.
Yeah.
But if it becomes like a point I have to like certain time of day, this Pokemon comes out for this material, you know,
That
when
will-
the weather's right, like, oh my gosh, that's going to be horrible.
Hopefully
like,
it's not that.
Because here's the thing: for all of us, everyone who is a like really serious competitive player now, or even semi-serious, unless you have some fantastic work ethic, you are probably generating your Pokemon. It doesn't matter. You're going to type it into a bot, and it's going to give you the mon you want. But we want to grow the game, and most people who are going to like try this for the first time are not on multiple discords talking about this. There's someone who likes Pokemon, probably played the games when they were a kid, and they're like, I would like to try this more seriously, and they're going to do it the right way. And if the right way is a pain in whatever body part they don't like to be pained in, then like they're just not going to do it. They're just going to play like they always have, and more power to them. But that sucks for us because we would really like to grow the scene. So like the easier they make it, the better.
And I don't think
they're
it's
just making it
possible
harder
to like
for some reason. I don't know.
and
Like that sucks.
And you can't argue it's for balance of the game,
it's not.
the single
Like,
player. You can't.
It's
like,
so easy to balance them just by placing them in hard to get places. Like we had, like, don't give us access to flamethrower.
Lock some of them to
in the
post
third
game.
route. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I see all your points. I'm so excited for it.
I think it's cute. I honest, and again, like for us, like it'll be fun role play during the game, and we don't care about comp. It's just like I would like them to do everything they can to expand VGC, and it's like kind of sad that they're just
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I kind of learned about competitive from the first time and kind of
the first thing you think is, wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, when I went, I was Gen 7. Like I just got an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon or something like that, and I kind of found like on YouTube, just ran across something competitive, and I was like, how in the world do you, like, it's so random. Like you start trying to like, you breed, it's like, oh, so I do this to breed or whatever, and you start breeding something and it's like nowhere near what you need. You're like, wow.
Like what made me fall in love with VGC to begin with was seeing like the kind of mind games that you can have in your head and be like, wow, like all these people are making these incredible moves and thinking 3 steps ahead of each other to like find out who wins these. And the average person who looks at this, who has played Pokemon before, they don't think that. They think, man, that person grinded a lot. Like they they sat in front of their Game Boy for like 100 hours to get that team.
And as we all know, Gen 8 made that easier. Like you can make a competitive team like pretty easily
early on. Yeah, we made teams like, for like the different stuff we were playing
without
early on,
without the gen bots and all, you know, without the knowledge that we have now.
You can have a pretty good team with the regional decks, right, and all and breeding properly and all that stuff in an afternoon.
But that was also thanks to mints, though. You know,
all
bottle
caps to make it easier.
Yes,
like those two are huge because you like not only of breeding for certain IVs and stuff. You had to breed for natures before, and that just like you could get something that's perfect, but wrong nature,
and then it's trash. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no. So I mean, like, I really hope that they get around fixing that, because honestly, even like mints and stuff, those were great too, but until so by the end of it, we had all played a million ranked ladder series, and we'd all got to master a bunch of times, and it gives you enough BP to do whatever you want forever.
Yeah.
But first couple of months, you don't. Like, you actually had to grind for that BP.
Yeah, you had to actually grind that stuff out.
Even that seems like, man, like this is when your game releases. This is when you get most of those 20 million sales, and you're making it harder for people to try your competitive thing. Like, why? I don't get it. You don't have to harm your single player at all. Most people who don't want to play comp are just gonna play with the Elite Four and put it down anyway. Like, that's fine.
We've all played Pokemon games. We've played them all.
We're not playing it for the challenge. Nobody's here is like, this is really like,
no one plays a Pokemon game like this is the hardest thing I've ever, like, it's not Dark Souls. It's not
exactly
anything like that. And you make it as hard as you want to make it.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone who wants to
if you
cheat it
want to
will.
use this if you want to use this TM, that's on you. If they give it to you early anyway,
Okay,
you don't have to use it.
fine.
They gave us a Latias after like the third gen.
Oh yeah,
in Oris.
in
You
Oris,
remember that?
yeah,
Like,
you get a freaking
Okay,
legendary right away. That mega evolves too. You get the mega stone with it right away.
you get a Mew after your starter in Let's Go.
Okay. Fine.
And BDSP, you get a Jirachi and a Mew.
You have-
you get two.
You have convinced me and opened my eyes to one thing.
This is just me and Sheldon bludgeoning.
It really is.
Harrison
I'm
verbally
still
for,
looking
like, 10
forward
minutes.
to this. Don't get me wrong. However, you have raised the point that they are clearly just trying to fill the open world.
You know, so
Which is
I'll
what
give
they're
them
doing.
this.
Yeah,
I'll give them this though. Like it's kind of like the Let's Play experience. It's
Yeah.
because like VGC like streamers and all, like they're not the biggest for the most part. Like you see get a lot more people into shiny hunting and
and
people
Let's Play.
just
Yep.
people just chill and play
No,
the game.
like,
Which that like hunting for materials like in Arceus, something like that. Where you're just doing a little grind.
I want to be clear,
A lot
like
more people.
it's great for the RP and just the regular playthrough. I wish like my problem is I wish that they would have designed it in a way that works for both RP and like not step on comp. But like
Yeah.
just for the game, it's amazing. It's gonna be a fun time to play through it. And like
The
and
only solace though
we
is if
might be crying
if
over
materials
nothing.
were
They
if
might make
materials
it
are
really
super
easy to
easy.
get materials. Then whatever.
Hopefully they're easy. I think it comes down to that, and to the points of what y'all were also just saying. Make sure y'all who are listening watch us stream this the weekend it comes out, or at least I will be streaming it. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the whole weekend.
I'll be back in full force. Hopefully
sure
though,
you will.
I will be. But you know what? I'll be honest though. I don't know if I want to go back to Twitch at this point. I think I want to go over to YouTube.
Oh man,
It's bad.
that's a whole nother podcast episode.
That would be a good
Let's
a
talk
whole
about that.
episode.
Let's
We
do
can go
something
about
later.
the whole Twitch and YouTube debate, which I'm gonna be honest, Twitch is probably dead.
It's
Twitch is dying a slow death at this point, but
It's that one.
Whatever.
Anywho, wrapping up for the trailer. That's all of the new stuff we really saw, I think. I mean, we saw the picture, we saw more of, or maybe the first start, I forget, of the picture taking and how we can do your league cards.
You get
The
selfies.
selfies look fun.
The selfies gonna be
Yeah.
fun. The character customization looks the most what's the word? Most variety. The whatever the most character customization we've had
As far as faces, anyway.
as far as faces.
Just
yes.
faces.
Because it looks like there's
Faces and hair.
The
there's-
clothes seem to be
The
only,
clothes
like,
are
school
all
child, but-
limited to school
Yes.
clothes, I think.
which is bittersweet, and I wonder like if maybe somewhere in the story that makes a little more sense because like
Yeah, I think that's a design choice. That's a game design choice. I think over them limiting us technically. I think that's just they
Like-
wanted you to you're a school kid and like you're going to be a school kid.
and they want to show you when you team up with your friends to play this game multiplayer that you are playing
Which game
with
you're in.
other school other school
Yeah.
whichever if it's other from your school or from the other school whatever. So yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I think there we see some different outfits in this trailer, which is cool.
Yeah, there's
just
a
not,
few different outfits. Yeah.
not a super wide variety. That's fine.
Yeah. But the selfie is I actually really like the selfie thing because I've loved that in Sword and Shield, like the cards and everything, like it's just little sports cards. But
And
It'll be so much more communication. For
Yes.
those
Yeah.
that
so
And
much
like,
more
take
you
a
can do
picture
with that.
anywhere with any of your moms.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest too. I judge people hardcore on the ladder when they have like the basic I didn't do my card stance in background.
I was
And
afraid.
like you're sitting there in master ball tier or whatever with me. I'm like, I
had
don't
the
like that.
same league
Like
card.
put a little effort into it at least at some point though. Like, come on.
I've had the same league card since the first DLC dropped because it's based off of no, maybe before that. But I've not changed it much. I let it change with my outfit sometimes, but it's like just me in the corner and showing the stadium, and that's it. Super basic.
I have
I love it.
like the It's like the single strip that's allowed in the middle, and then just like the character's eyes like real big.
Oh man, I always go on to mine. Like mine are always like hardcore, like actual like sports card. Every time like I get like a fun team I really like, I'll change my whole card and like update it so that team is on the back of the card.
But you're still like even in that, you're like a 10-year-old child really trying to look hard. Like
That's
in,
true.
Yeah, I know.
in this picture.
And the other fun thing, speaking of pictures that they showed, was that in the Pokedex, you see like a picture of the Pokemon out in the wild or something. So that's going to be super cool. I
Yeah.
just want to see that artwork that they do with that.
Yeah, they
It
did.
all looks
They
really
did that
good.
with the TMM too, like the moves being used.
Yes, which I thought was really cute too.
Like it's actually showing like what the animation would look like.
More positive points for the TMM. Yeah, so that's it. I think that's it. Am I missing anything?
I think that's about it. It was like a really fun trailer. And, like
I was
It
not
was
it's
expecting
really long, but we
14
only got a
minutes.
bit. But we
Yeah.
only got a bit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it was nice that they actually were like, here's the gameplay. You know, I think that's
Yeah,
that's
it was
what
nice
this
to
was.
just
This
see
is
the game.
this is what you're gonna be experiencing.
The most gameplay we saw from the trailer, from any
And
trailer.
apparently, also you apparently have the legends right away.
they did.
And
They
they're
did kind of
and
confirm
they're
it's
Yeah,
pretty
and they're
early.
kind of just all, like you didn't catch them. They're not like in a Pokeball. I think they're just with you.
But in one of the picnic episode scenes, they did show that.
Yeah. So
was
in
that
the
a
if you
seventh mon?
if
I
you go
didn't
to the
count.
if you go to the picnic thing, it says they like your party plus
Plus them, okay,
Miradon,
okay.
Miridon, or whatever the other one's, the Coridon or whatever its name is. Yeah,
Yeah. You get them from the beginning, but I don't think they're like in your party to fight with.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they'll show up at your picnic. They'll
Okay.
come hang out at a picnic.
That is cute then.
They'll
They
eat
like
your sandwiches
sandwiches.
and they'll run away. Yeah.
Yeah, because it shows 6
You have
plus.
to fuel your motorbike somehow.
Yeah,
And I guess another fun thing for the picnics to go back to the multiplayer stuff is you can have your picnic out with multiple
people.
players. Yeah, which is cool.
You can have all your friends there with your picnic.
And I'm guessing
Yeah.
they're Pokemon.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
see a lot- I saw one-
they touched on that with campgrounds, but like it's cool to see them like actually expand on this.
Oh, the campground was like useless. Like to go to someone else. Like
Yeah,
they'd always have like
It made it really easy to get like the top ranked curry, but otherwise, yeah, it didn't really like add a lot to the experience.
well, like someone would like plop up a tent right where you're trying to like get something at, and you're like clicking in their tent, and you don't
Yes.
want to click in their tent.
This is so much better than the wild area. Okay, cool. I think that's
So
it
we
for the
have-
trailer.
One thing after the trailer, then
One more piece of fun information for
one
our
more
audience.
thing.
The
One of
poll is
Jackie Chan
in.
adventures.
Oh,
Sheldon, what are the results?
so the results. Well, sadly, the regional decks did not win.
Yes.
Sadly, I don't know why, but Spike Myth won the
Don't
poll.
judge our audience. Spike Myth is gonna be
Oh, I'm
fun.
judging. I'm judging.
It
Y'all
is.
are all chose the wrong answer. I put it clearly in the options for you, and you chose the wrong one. You almost did. Almost got it right. We'll try again next time. But
Yeah. So
We're doing a
the
Spike
battle
Myth
corner
tournament.
number
yes,
the battle corner number 2 will be Spike
Battle
Myth,
Corner 2 will be Spike Myth.
and it will happen before Scarlet and Violet. I think we actually put out exact dates. right
Yeah,
before
it's
this podcast.
perfect timing. So I'll go ahead and say the dates real quick, and then I'll let Rowan say the fun part at the end. So this episode's going to drop on the 13th of October. Registration will be up from then all the way to the 21st, so that week and a day, and then battles will start sometime during that weekend, and we'll have about 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until Scarlet and Violet drop, which does mean this tournament can conclude by the time Scarlet and Violet is over. So, Rowan, tell me,
So
what is the prize for
grand
this
prize
tournament?
this time will be a copy of Scarlet or Violet, whichever the grand prize winner chooses.
Yep. So look forward to that.
Huzzah!
Hopefully, I mean, we'll figure out the details with the winner and how that's going to work out.
So
But
cancel your pre-orders in case you win. If you get to the
I
finals,
was just thinking,
cancel
I
that
didn't want to say it
pre-order.
out loud.
Bank it all. Yeah, no, I mean, this will be a digital copy, by the way. I guess we
Yes.
could order a physical copy for someone who wants it. It'll have to be mailed to them then.
Yeah,
I guess,
we'll-
like no skin off our
You'll
back.
get
We'll
it
figure
late.
out.
You'll get it late, but
Yeah.
Whatever you
digital's
want.
easiest,
Digital
we'll work
will
with
be
y'all,
faster
though,
and easier.
I think is
Yeah,
to keep it there.
But we'll let the winner decide kind of how they want to go about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be single elimination. Spike with Cup, for anybody who doesn't know, that is Sword and Shield, no restricteds, no Dynamax. We'll use the Series 10 rules in game so that you don't have the big red button.
Series 9.
You.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah. Well,
Series 10 disables the Dynamax buttons, and it allows the restricted, but you just won't bring one.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that how it generally works. We'll have all the rules posted on the Discord. In general, we prefer it on cart, but if you got to do Showdown, we'll figure something out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're still putting together casts of the games from the original one in Series 13. So
we need to get back on that.
one or two more of those coming out before the Spike tournament begins.
I need about 3 more days on my weekend to be able to do all this.
Yeah,
It will be good. I'll be able to stream. We can do all the commenting stuff. We can knock it all out.
Yeah,
A lot of grand ideas and not a lot of time on adult schedules, but
it's funny how that
that's
works.
life. That's life.
Okay, so that concludes, I think, this episode. So recapping, hopefully next episode will be the beginning of our VGC Basics series. We have the tournament coming up. We'll have details out for that here shortly. It'll come out with the episode in Discord. Make sure you come, join the Discord in the link down below. Follow us on Twitter. We'll announce it there as well. We do have one other thing we'd like to tease. We're in the works. We're talking with some people. We'll have a couple of fun guests for the pod coming up soon-ish. We're trying to work that out here. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna commit to which episode they're gonna be on, but look forward to that.
But we can slide him in at some point.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
in our very busy schedule before the
Yes.
drops. Yeah.
Everyone's very busy schedule. That's the problem.
Because it's not just us 3. See, that's the problem with having 3 people on a podcast. Like, it's hard enough to schedule 2 people to do something, but like, there's 3 of us. But it's also a benefit because then if one of us can't, it can still go on.
Parting the kimono a little bit, y'all. It's really funny because every week we not argue is way too strong of a word, but we basically argue about when are we going to record this week. And it's always a discussion, and we never do the first time that we say in our chat. It's great. No. So y'all who are listening, like, it's we do a lot of work to give you this mediocre content.
It takes a lot.
But it's fun. We do it because it's enjoyable.
It is.
Okay. So yes, those are the fun things coming down the pipeline. Did I miss anything?
You got it.
Cool. Well, I would like to say a nice big thank you to Game Chops and RobKTA for the use of, I can never say, I'm gonna try again.
Word soup.
I'd like to say thank you to Game Chops and RobKTA for the use of our theme song Goldenrod Game Corner off the Ultraball album. There we go. It's not that hard to say. I say this every week. I should get it right, but I can never say RobKTA for some reason. Just a bunch of letters. Anyway, so thank you for that. I have been Harrison. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Ixen. And I, as always, have been joined by
Rowan. You can find me YouTube Rowan Hall, Twitter Rowan W Hall, and
this is Sheldon, and you can find me on Twitter at Captain_Unova and on Twitch at Captain Unova.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we find you on Twitch?
I mean, you can find my profile on Twitch.
Oh, okay, cool. And together we've been... Sorry, I had to get one last jab in there because I finally got back to streaming almost on a regular schedule.
You have the moral high ground now, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
You did.
And together we have been the Game Corner. You can find us on Twitter at the Game Corner VGC. You can find us in Discord down below. And of course, you can find us on Spotify or YouTube, wherever you listen to us right now. That's it. So until next time. I almost did the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, what's our sign off? Press start and game on. That one.
Game on.
I almost said mine for Twitch.
It's been a long day.
Press start and game on. I'll see y'all later. This meat is getting to me.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, I'm not the only one. Oh my god.